change, that accident has changed a lot, and the last accident in Macondo as well. There are 30 years of reference. Probably the most important in the oil industry is the temperature and the pressure of the well, much more than the depth. We have seen that you can be even on land for that sake, and you find these type of wells and they come out of control. Now, very much of the technology has evolved. Now you have the blowout preventers. The preventers have many redundancies, and you have a very large apparatus of norms and standards and supervision. And probably now the pendulum has gone the other way. All this knowledge and specialization is not well coordinated, and the accidents happen for other reasons. Not for the lack of technology, but the lack in human capacity to tackle these type of projects. It is a great fear everywhere in the world to have an accident of this kind. Many people lose their jobs, starting many times with the directors of the companies when they happen. So the new institutional view is that no government will be able to change a company, but what it can do is to create the rules and to make sure that all the best efforts are done first, and second, that all the states, municipalities, institutions in the country are coordinated to tackle the problem. Third, that there is money to tackle the problem when it's needed. So I think that those are the immediate lessons from Macondo, but those are lessons that we have learned very bad in Mexico. So we are not proud of the accidents, of course not, but we realize that if we don't change substantially, we cannot continue growing in our oil production. We were very lucky to have Cantarell. That was a very large field that paved all the way the well-being of Mexico. But that is over. So we have to think the oil industry in very new terms. And that's our challenge.
But I wanted also to know if is there still some hydrocarbons, some sticky oil on the sand of the beach?
You meant if after 30 years there's still remains of the oil? Well, you see, there's been much more investigation, and very much of the oil, some of it actually falls at the bottom of the sea, and it sticks there in the bottom, and then has very long-term repercussions in the flora and the fauna of the depth of the sea. So it's not visible. The visible parts disappear quite quickly.
C'è una domanda o un intervento del grande professore Garrido? Una domanda addirittura, bene.
Yes, okay. Yes, thank you. I was listening, with great interest. I was wondering, however, about your onshore activities. Are they close to inhabited areas? And how can you get the consensus of the population? Which are the means? Of course, transparency was one, but are the population happy when you expand your activity? Thank you.
It's very diverse. There are some activities where you have all the governments, the local governments, they come to the central planning system, if you want, and they want to have the refineries, they want to have all these investments. The local communities, they find that they have jobs, but actually there's so many social disruptions that happen that there has been many more universities and local organizations that are not trying to stop the oil industry, but trying to keep it just where they should and not more. We have now a very large debate in Mexico. It's not ready. It is the area called Chicontepec. And it is a place that the recovery of the oil is very low, which makes that then the oil company wants to make many wells. And these many wells, the problems is that they need lots of infrastructure to function properly. For example, water. Where are you going to bring the water? Can you bring seawater? Or, for example, the gas recollection from very small wells. Can you bring the gas network to recollect from all those wells? Do we really need so many wells? And each of these wells are going to be of which type of technology? And I say all this because the answers to these questions don't lie always with the population. They are specialized questions. Of course, I agree that they bring the questions raw in the way that they say, we don't want this. But then someone has to translate that raw question into technology. And what does it mean in the relationship between the government and the oil company? That's what we do. And so we are stopping the project now until the company brings much better technology, because we are simply not agreeing with what they do. So I hope that answers your question.